Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kenos, and we are here today for another week of the LCUS Split 7. For whatever reason, my intro screen does not have option 12 Split 6 champions, but who cares? Joining me right now is Arcane Soda. How you doing, Arcane?
I'm doing all right. And how about yourself, Kinos?
Hanging in there, ready to see this first set of games getting underway. Popping over the standings real quick to give everyone a look at where we're at. If you saw week one, we had two split games and one very dominating performance by Northern Storm. So White Wolf is on the back foot here. They're the ones with something to prove. Will they prove it today? What do you think?
I think they've definitely got some stuff that they can show off. A little bit of a lackluster performance or lackluster results week one, but I have full faith in their ability to swing back here in week two.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I thought that option 12 did a very good job as well, so it will be a challenge for them. But all eyes on White Wolf here to see if they will suffer 2 weeks in a row. Which of these matchups between these players are you most looking forward to here?
Um, I feel like the highlights are going to be between the top lane and like the bot lane. So we've got New Blood in Ruvain coming in, fighting against Prowler, who has played multiple positions now in the league. So that's going to be interesting to see. But also we have Greatbeard of Odin in the top lane, playing against Shaken Not Stirred in his return to the LCUS. So I know that's going to be real interesting to see as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a good mix of new players, returning players, and players in off roles, which makes this whole thing kind of a mixed bag here. Right away, we have an Alawi ban and an Akali ban. Someone actually remembered to ban Akali against Great Brood of Odin.
I don't think it needed to be banned. He didn't seem to want to play it last week.
Well, maybe he forgot. It's one of those things where one or two games you don't ban a Nivea against Ace and he doesn't pick it anyway because he's just used to not playing it.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. You never get to play something, so you just never be ready to play it when it actually shows up.
Yeah, indeed. We do have a lot of top lane targeting here. Tristana and Sienna banned as well. Or Senna banned as well. And the Anivia first pick. Well, that's a statement if I've ever seen one. How often does Ace first pick? Or get his champ first picked?
I don't think Anivia got banned, at least in their first game last week. But they didn't pick it up, which was a little interesting. So, regardless, not very frequent does Ace get this Anivia, and even less frequent as a first pick.
Yeah, we did have chat pointing out Sigtau Eternal saying no Swain ban, and Queen Elizabeth is going to make them regret that. Swain getting picked up, second pick. So that's a very locked-in bot lane here. I don't think that Swain, despite his ability to flex, is going to the other lanes. Would you expect this to be a flex pick, or is it a solid support?
I think it's likely just going to be a support pick. There's always the potential that Greg takes it in the mid lane, but I don't think there's really a need for him to take it in the mid lane. It's also kind of a pick away from, I believe Swain is one of Wishbone's preferred supports as well. So got that working for the side of option 12 here as well.
Ooh.
And we see the brand, and that's pretty much going to seal in, I think, that Swain's going to be a support, and then Brand's going to be mid.
So we have jungle and top lane left for both sides. So we're going to have a lot of targeted bans here. Maybe a Scion ban for 12's last ban. I'm not sure how expansive Great Beard of Odin's top pool is these days.
If I'm looking at White Wolf here, I'm looking at taking out potentially Rumble, because Shaken Not Stirred did a really good job on that last week, as well as Scion and Kled are both options to take out because Shaken Not Stirred historically has been very oppressive on those, but it looks like we're just going to hit a lot of jungle bans here.
Yeah, a lot of jungle bans. Burn the Heretic was talking about some jungle stuff on the Discord earlier, so maybe they'll cap this off. We'll see. Some discussion going on, of course. It's interesting, especially when you have a lack of flex champions, to really decide where you want to focus. And they take out the Gnar. As a top laner, I don't mind seeing Gnar banned. Ooh, the Udyr. Alright.
Yeah, Udyr here is going to be a pretty good pick. Udyr has been pretty strong as of late in the jungle. It's interesting how that seems to always happen with champions that are about to get reworked.
Yeah, Udyr getting picked up, getting those last hurrahs. Urgot, another quality pickup here. But, I mean, I'm not seeing the champions I like to see, you know? I'm not seeing a lot of those tanky boys.
Well, there's your Skarner.
Yeah.
Kind of fits that role.
Skarner. Who's excited about Skarner, everybody?
I mean, I'm kind of excited about Skarner. You don't get to see Skarner too much.
He was played last week as well, right?
He might have been. I don't recall if he was or was not.
And Malphite. All right, so option 12 is a team I like to see.
Malphite is not something I like to see if I'm on the side of White Wolf here. But that's also just because I hate seeing Malphite.
Yeah, you got a nice spread here. So Urgot Malphite top lane. That'll be quite the lane. I imagine Shaken is going to be the traditional Malphite role of not getting farm for 25 minutes in the LCUS.
Yeah, Urgot should be able to bully out the Malphite pretty well up here. I'm a little interested to see how Aces Anivia into Gregosaurus's brand is going to be, because they did leave the Anivia up, so they had to expect it was going to be picked. So I feel like this brand is kind of just tried to pick in preparation of that.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean, as a brand player myself, I never really minded fighting Anivia. Depending on how the Anivia player plays, it can be a very straightforward game plan, and Brand likes straightforward game plans because that makes landing his stun easier. You don't have someone bouncing around all the time and things of that nature. Of course, she does have her wall, but, you know, what can you do about that? This bot lane matchup is very interesting, though. Morgana, the bane of split 6, versus Swain, the end bane of split 6. So we got two very deadly supports.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see Morgana getting through in these games, just because Morgana has had such a staple presence in the LCUS of having a very high ban priority.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that,
that was that was the strange thing that I was thinking looking at this. How many of the champions on this list are generally get banned? Right? We got Swain, Morgana, Anivia, Kai'Sa, Caitlyn. These are all targets for bans in other LCUS games, and all 5 of them have managed to sneak through, which I think is kind of cute.
Urgot, even in some cases, is considered a targeted ban. But that's just showing that there's diversifying of champion pools, that more things are becoming threatening, and you kind of have to pick and choose what you want to fight against.
Yeah, I mean, that's the great thing about seeing the player base of the LCUS expand, seeing players who are in for longer periods of time. We have these developments, which is great to, you know, expand the pools. Different champs come and go, especially, of course, with the patches that League of Legends puts out so much. So 45 seconds left. Who's winning this first game?
Looking at this, I think White Wolf has a better team fight comp, but option 12 has more of a skirmish E comp. They certainly can team fight very effectively as well, but they're definitely going to be really good at getting picks and skirmishes, and I think that's really what they did well last week. So I'm going to give option 12 the edge here.
Yeah, I'm thinking option 12 as well. I think that their team is a little more balanced. I think that they have a lot of scary threats that won't necessarily be able to be locked down, but there is comeback potential within White Wolf, not only because of the players they have, but Skarner just being able to take somebody out of a fight for those crucial seconds could be enough.
Yeah, and the important part about this is if the game scales long enough, White Wolf should be able to win because their team scales just better.
Mm.
So as long as option 12 doesn't get a lead early and kind of choke White Wolf out of the game like they did to, I believe it was Blitzkrieg, or no, Phoenix last week in their first set of matches.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't do that, White Wolf's in good standing. If they do that, White Wolf's definitely got the work cut out for them.
Can't decide about these skins here. I mean, obviously no Skarner skin, but who has Skarner skins?
I mean, I do, but that's just obligatory. I really like Coven Morgana. I like the Battlecast skin line, and I definitely prefer the older set of KDA Kaisa skins over the all-out skins. I would give this one to White Wolf for sure. Plus, Ace actually has a skin, so we have to count that into
that
our tally.
That doesn't even count anymore. He's got a skin for Vigar. He's got a skin for Lux. He's got a skin for Zareth. He's got skins now.
Okay.
We'll
stop counting that.
Yeah. I mean, the LCUS Ace has a skin now. That's past. It's not special anymore. I was going to give it to White Wolf as well. Discounting, the fact that there was no Skarner skin because I don't think people really think about Skarner for skins. I'm not a huge fan of any brand skin, really. Or the skin that Prowler decided to go with for Caitlyn.
I actually really like Spirit Firebrand. And Black Belt Udyr is also pretty good. But honorable mentions.
Yeah, I don't mind the Udyr skin. It's fine. It's a nice little play on his classic design.
You see a little bit of posturing here. Ace gets some chip damage here. So no serious level 1 shenanigans, but we do get some damage off, and Burn the Heretic's just going to recall and heal that up.
Oh god, what the hell is this Swain Chroma?
It's a choice.
Okay, I'm glad I didn't say that I liked option 12 skins then. Now that I know
also,
that Chroma is a possibility, I'm going to be downvoting every version of that Swain skin.
The Caitlyn skin also makes more sense now, because
Yeah, they
also
match.
went with the Chroma. Yeah.
Good color coordination, at least. Sometimes I wish that you could see chromas in Champ Select, like if
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
they edited the art a little bit. Shouldn't be that hard. We do
Could
have
really throw off the art, though.
We do have a claim in chat from Robbie Tate that he will buy Mixlink a Skarner skin if they win.
All right, we're gonna hold you to that.
Yeah, so we got the comment. It's on stream now. You can't back out. Mixlink,
that's
maybe being a little aggressive. Looking maybe for a level 2 gank here. Get a little bit of chip damage in there. Put Gregosaurus on notice. Why not? Really interested to see how this top lane matchup goes in terms of CS and aggression.
Malphite should be able to bully a little bit at the earlier levels just with Q, and then as his mana dwindles, I think Urgot starts to bully a lot harder in lane. So we'll see how this plays out, though.
We do have a comment from Token that Skarner should not be wasting time and should be rushing a 6 clear. So we'll see how much more both of these jungle champions come to lane.
Yeah, especially in the matchup against Udyr being another champion. Both of them have very impressive clear speed, and if you're fighting to clear and you're not going to have high percentage ganks open up, then you need to be clearing. We get some damage trading in. Up in the top lane, Urgot just kind of putting Shaken Not Stirred on notice a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely opens your eyes a little bit when there's a combo that happens to you and you lose half your health. It's like, oh hey, if that happens twice.
It's all that percent health damage from those knee cannons.
Yeah, the knee cannons are an interesting thing that... Oh, a little bit of a scuffle here. Burn the Heretic actually taken very low. This could be first blood, and it is.
Ace is looking worse for the wear.
Good flash there from Shaken for a second, but he doesn't have enough follow-up, and so Ace doesn't lose past him. They're going to get a second kill here. Oh.
And the bot lane of Option 12 shows up and kind of just stops the aggression there. But that's looking very good for the side of White Wolf, especially both those kills landing on the Urgot, really making that top lane challenging for the Malphite. Does TP back to lane right away.
Yeah, top lane's going to be very rough now for Shaken. Gold lead is almost 1,000 over because of that engagement. And bot lane took advantage of that and is pushing as well. 27-16 on the CS.
Yeah, the bot lane of Option 12 decided to go up and grab a Scuttle, which was actually alright because I got them up there to save Gregosaurus, but they did lose a lot of pressure down there. Didn't lose a plate, but they lost a lot of damage on their tower. And farm to boot.
Yeah, point out that the Urgot also has double buff, so this is just not going to be Shaken's lane for a bit yet. Yeah, we see the bot lane catching up at least, back to 27-27. Do have good warding. I like this deep ward here by the Urgot, so they can kind of keep an eye on where this Urgot is. Those strategic deep wards, you don't see that much in the LCUS.
Yeah, and that earlier play where they got the 2 kills really allowed them to just walk in there and throw that vision down. So now they can track that Udyr. They know kind of where to be aggressive, where not to, and it looks like Option 12 is going to set up. They're already starting the dragon here.
I think, yeah, Mixlink is aware of this. They do have a ward down. Bot lane coming to help.
White Wolf shows up, and Option 12 is getting a little scared here. TP coming in. Burn the Heretic is very low.
Couple of nice slows.
Does have to ghost out, and White Wolf just kind of bullies them off of this. Shaken Not Stirred able to catch up a little bit in the top lane with some farm and some turret damage, but Mountain Drake is secured for the side of White Wolf.
Do you think that Urgot needed TP there, or could he have stayed in lane?
I think that the Urgot TPing there was fine because it guaranteed the dragon, and if a fight did break out, it gave them the opportunity. I think the TP is what really dissuaded Option 12 from fighting that further. So,
yeah, good rotation all around here. Gregosaurus also getting forced out of lane by another Skarner appearance here. Both junglers a little low on levels, but they'll catch back up.
White Wolf does manage to take down a plate in the bot lane, off as some of that extra pressure they have garnered.
Yep, and the Malphite grabbing a plate in the top lane, so that was a good for him taking that pressure. Shaken managing to narrow the gold lead slightly. Yeah, both junglers just doing their level best. We'll see where Scar decides to go once he hits 6, if that is a priority for him.
I see some pings in the bot lane. I wonder if that's them planning to do something down there or not.
Well, I could see it. Ravane and Wishbone are coming in here. There are a few opportunities for good engagements here. Now there is a control ward, so they will see... Oh, and another ward there. Look at that. Alright, so they were not really in any sort of real danger there at that point. Limited warding overall.
Up. Yeah, both sides got that little presence of mind to sniff something out, throw a ward down.
Great Beard of Odin, despite his gold lead, a little behind in CS. So that's narrowing from 1,000 to 600.
It does come as the cost of making those map rotations to help your team out.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing goes for Skarner and Udyr. We've got Mixlink trying to make some more aggressive plays to get some ganks off and whatnot, and Burn the Heretic has caught up on farm because of that, or taken a lead rather. Some nice damage onto Shaken Not Stirred.
Yeah, they definitely managed to put some pressure on him. Are going to use that to try to grab the objective over here. Even a teleport coming in. That seems a little aggressive from Ace, but just to make sure that they secure this. We'll see what happens. It would be a 3-on-3 if they decide to go in. Good zoning there with the ultimate. They're gonna might have to smite this.
The Heretic goes in, does steal it.
Big knock-up here from the various ultimates being piled on. The Brand ultimate does a ton of damage. Ace is mostly unhurt, but doesn't really have any avenue to counterattack.
And that's one of the really scary things about having your tankier targets stacking during those fights where the Brand can get in and wreak havoc.
Yeah, I mean, you always got to look out for those close encounters with Brand, because that ultimate will just tear you to pieces.
The bot lane of option 12 did rotate up to try to help out with that again, so White Wolf does get some more free damage on the tower down here. Managed to get 2 plates out of that.
We have some comments in chat suggesting that they should have just left that for Skarner rather than the whole team being there. I think it's because they were kind of doing a mini poke-in on the Malphite, and they were all there, and we're like, hey guys, let's just try to take the Herald. It's one of those right place, right time situations. Oh, Great Beard of Odin actually in a lot of trouble. Backing up the wrong way. Burn the Heretic comes swooping in, and this will be the second kill for option 12.
Odin engaged onto Shaken Not Stirred, not realizing that Udyr was right there to sweep in. That's going to be Rift Herald. Not dropping Herald yet. There it goes. In the top lane, they're going to just take down this tower.
Alright, so first turret. Meanwhile, White Wolf is trying to take some action on the opposite side here to grab their second dragon. Wishbone
they
is
do have the
really
positioning
well
for us. This should be guaranteed for them.
Could have been a little spooky if Elizabeth had done a Vision of Empire, but might have been on cooldown.
Ravane almost takes out Prowler on the backside, but Prowler is able to flash away from that ultimate.
Ooh, good block there on Gregosaurus. Mixlink gets stunned by the combo. A lot of stuns going out. Ace actually does a very interesting kind of stutter backstep there just to make sure he doesn't get hit by the Brand ult. Good awareness.
Almost the ult seals the deal. Very well played by White Wolf there to collapse on that poor Gregosaurus.
I think we all forget the radius of that Vision of Empire. The fact that Elizabeth almost hit Ace from the bot lane is kind of funny. Ooh, double teleports coming in here. Big action coming right away. Shaken coming in. Good counter ultimates here, and Great Beard of Odin is going to get pulled in because he was a little too far forward. Ultimate comes back around, knocks up 2 members of the team. Wishbone is taken very low. Ravane is backing up as well. It looks as though only Urgot is going to die.
Yeah, TP's in basically to be the sacrificial lamb. Almost turns around and finishes off the Udyr. Very good of him to just kind of immediately go onto the Udyr and dissuade any sort of engagement that Option 12 potentially had set up there.
Oh, Skarner's
like
coming back
Skarner
around, yeah. Swain stunned right away, but they collapse on the ADC. Oh, huge damage there. That's one down. Can they get another? Lizabear is running, does not have ultimate available, so a little less tanky. Mixlink actually backs up and double kill for White Wolf.
Very good counterplay by White Wolf to scrape together a couple kills down there, turn that loss into a victory.
Yeah, that was a surprising turnaround, too. I don't think that Option 12 was expecting that turnaround. I think they thought that the Skarner had run away and they'd be fine, just kind of being a little bit quieter in the lane for the next moment or two. But great job by Mixlink realizing that weakness.
Yeah, and Skarner does have his chem tank now. I don't know if he had it before that fight or not, but that's going to just allow him to get into those fights a lot easier and get those flanks.
Yep, absolutely. Those flanks are going to be huge for him. Skarner loves getting in there around, especially when there's still 2 lanes with turrets up. So we give him a better avenue to kind of dive in there. Maybe even sneak up on the Malphite once that turret is down. So we have Shaken patrolling on the river here. Udyr is here in this area as well. Might be looking for a
Have another fight in the bot side, and Ravane is just getting huge right now with the attention they're getting from this Skarner. It looks like they're going to try for something in the top lane. Great Peter Odin is in a lot of trouble here, and he's going to go down here.
So there's action from the junglers in both lanes. I like how Mixlink has really started solidifying his presence in that bot lane, but they're just really taking advantage of this Urgot in the top lane as well. These 2 tanky characters who don't really need to worry about a 2 and 4 Urgot being any sort of threat for them, especially with all the CC that Udyr brings to the table.
Yeah, unfortunately this Urgot wasn't able to utilize his early lead in his lane too much. He was able to help bully out the dragon fight earlier with his TP, but just trying to be a little aggressive onto the Malphite, and unfortunately the Udyr is just seems to always be there.
Yeah, definitely. All that roaming definitely gave Malphite a chance to catch up, and Shaken has certainly taken advantage of it. But big shout out to Burn the Heretic, finding those openings when Greybeard Odin is being a little more aggressive and letting the top lane flourish in a way that we may not have thought it would have.
Yeah, we see the gold lead has swung recently to the side of Option 12 here, despite the kills being in favor of White Wolf, and a large portion of that is just because of the CS and towers that they've been able to slowly chip away at.
Yeah, a lot of posturing here. Going to go to the big screen to see if we can snag when this fight first begins. The dragon is almost up. Ace kind of running forward. Gotta look out for this traps. Good wall there, going right in onto the Malphite. A lot of damage immediately. Big ultimate. Mixlink is going to get taken out right away from that powerful brand ult. Shut down there on the Malphite. How much more damage can they do? Kai'Sa runs in, but it's still 3-on-3, and Wishbone is going to get taken out. Ravane is very low. Ace has to sidestep around. Good dodge on Vision of Empire. Good snipe there on Prowler. But Ace is so low. Good flash. Can they get another? There is the stun possibility here. Good manages to avoid that. Lizabear coming in. Lots of slows. I don't think Ace has... Oh!
Oh, Ravane is still here as well, going to kind of play savior here for Ace. And that's a really good cleanup by Ravane and Ace to kind of seal that 3-3 fight into a 5-3 Ace.
That was insane. Not only the damage output from Ace, but the fact that once again White Wolf manages to take what looks like a losing position and have their players come back around.
Yeah, that fight was starting to look real bad for White Wolf at the start of it. Then Urgot was able to... Well, White Wolf in general was able to chain CC the Malphite, so he couldn't ult. And then, you had the massive fear from the Urgot just disrupting the whole fight, and then suddenly the Brand's damage just popped off. But like you said, White Wolf able to piece together that last bit of the fight with Ravane and Ace, and pulling out the ace there.
I mean, I have to a big shout out to Ravane. I mean, most ADC players would probably have run home, right? You got no health. The fight seems pretty screwed as your AP carry is getting chased into the jungle, but had the awareness that there is that damage possibility to come back in, especially with a champion like Kaisa, who has that re-engage. And Brand was kind of tunnel visioning on Anivia a little bit.
Rift Herald secured by White Wolf here, much smoother than last time.
Mid turret lockdown as well, so we have a tied gold, 3 dragons to 3 turrets. So different objectives on both sides. We check out the gold here briefly. Malphite actually in the lead on the gold versus the Urgot. Udyr also very high up in the gold margins. The big gold differential is in this bot lane. 900 gold between the two ADCs. 6-0 on this Kaisa. Somebody taking her down is going to be huge.
Yeah, Ravane's been playing really well, skirting around the outsides, as well as having excellent help from their team, keeping them nice and healthy.
Herald summoned a little too far back. Will they get a turret hit off here? Yes.
They will. It's not going to be much. Fusion gauge.
Big close engage here. They suppress the Malphite. I'm not sure if that's the right target for this. And just Wishbone dies. Could have been worse.
You pretty much have to suppress whatever target's in front at that point, just to try to disengage the fight. And your options are really Malphite and Udyr, and Malphite was just closer. So I think it was not ideal, but definitely alright. Ace getting some huge ship damage here.
Yeah, Ace just loves spamming that ultimate. Just oh!
Ooh.
The
and
mile-long chain
on him.
Gotta look out, there's the stun. That's gonna be a dead Brand as well. Ace just picking him off, surgical. Gotta look out for that Anivia damage.
Pressure from this Anivia is just so terrible to deal with.
It's like every chance Ace has, he's dropping that ultimate on you just to get that cold damage from his frostbite. But yeah, what you were saying earlier about the picking off with the ultimate, I don't necessarily disagree with the logic of trying to lock down, you know, the first available target. But I mean, once the Malphite ults, I feel like if you can grab the Udyr, that's a better threat to secure. I don't know.
I think so. I think you're right there, but I think the positioning made it so it didn't really matter which one. It was just whatever was closest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely, like, I mean, some champions, when it comes to using their ultimates, it's definitely a positional thing in terms of a value thing, and it's just a question of if the player is willing to play greedy and leave those high-value ultimates available for a target that's slightly better. Why are we watching mid lane minions fight? Because I'm anticipating where the action is, Alonzi. I know some champions are in the mid lane right now.
Where the last 3 fights have been.
Right, exactly. Look at where everyone's focusing. Look at where everyone is focusing. They're all here. I'm anticipating them coming back. And here they are. We do have the dragon coming up in 45 seconds, so there's going to be a slight rotation here.
White Wolf has some good early vision set up for it. I'd like to see them get more forward wards in, which they are.
Interesting to see Caitlyn and Brand, Prowler and Gregosaurus over there picking off wards on Baron rather than trying to come here and lock this down. 22 seconds.
Huge binding onto the Udyr there. Lots of damage on to Burn the Heretic.
Burn the Heretic actually may just die here.
He's going to go down here.
Massive Brand ult, though, dealing in a lot of damage. Mixling pulling off Prowler. Prowler is picked off. Mixling taken low as well, and that great wall stops any immediate follow-up.
Yeah, and Swain ult's gonna tick out here, and then their White Wolf has secured a very aggressive priority onto this dragon. Shaking out Spirit, not letting it up though.
Everyone is kind of low. Shaken Nutzer does have ultimate available. Good binding, though. Is the ultimate going to get used? He turns it around onto the Anivia. Anivia is slightly disabled. Wishbone very low as well. But they aren't able to close this off. Good teleport. Here comes Great Bone. Great Bone is going to clean up everything here. Good Blast Cone, though. Good awareness there to create separation, because that could have gone very badly.
I do like that Shaken Not Stirred turned on to Ace there. Definitely was the closer target and had the potential to blow him up there, but unfortunately the posturing took too long that Greater Beard of Odin was able to respawn or recall and TP back in.
Now we definitely see Great Beard of Odin is using teleport to its fullest in this game. He's used it to lock down Dragon, he's used it to create distractions so that the rest of his team doesn't die, and now that turnaround to make sure Dragon is secured. 4 dragons now, so they've got the soul. And that's kind of scary when you see the kind of damage numbers that Ace and Ravane are putting out.
Chat mentioned that the Black Shield on Skarner is terrifying. It absolutely is, and Wishbone's been doing a really good job landing some of those long-range bindings to start up some of these fights, as well as Black Shields to keep people alive.
Oh, Prowler picked off the durability of this Urgot. Ravane rushing in as well. Ravane is using that Kaisa engage so well.
Yeah, Ace almost gets blown up, but White Wolf hits the Uno reverse card onto Gregosaurus, and down he goes.
I do like the awareness that Elizabeth has for comboing things like Brand's stun with Swain's little pulls and things of that nature. But we have a Baron's pull now. It does not look like anyone from option 12 is even thinking about engaging on this. Yep.
Yeah, it looks like there's nobody even close to bother trying to contest this.
Alright, so we've got a gold differential of about 5k, close to it. Next dragon is coming up in about 4 minutes. So we'll see how they use Baron buff. Week 1, a couple of teams weren't really using Baron buff, they just kind of had it to have it. But we do see White Wolf pushing here up in the top lane.
Yeah, White Wolf pretty much down to their last objectives left on the map, which is the enemy towers, and Gregosaurus is just getting annihilated by Ace here.
I don't really agree with Elizabeth turning around there. I feel like she could have picked off Ace. Good flash to avoid Skarner's assault there. But of course it's so hard, right, with that egg. It's hard to know if you're going to have the damage to finish it off.
Gregosaurus absolutely doing a lot of return damage before falling over himself. Caitlyn down in the bot lane, trying to get some pressure, but Ace is going to scare her off.
Yeah, 2-4 and 2 Caitlyn should not be able to do much against this Anivia. But those traps might have some potential. Ace wisely not running into them. But taking a lot of minion damage, actually. I would almost think Caitlyn should try this here. Yeah, maybe. Guess not.
At this point, Ace should be able to almost one-shot Caitlyn with just the Alt plus E combo. If any of the Q hits, Caitlyn is 100% dead, so I think it's pretty smart by Prowler not to bother trying to fight that, since he'll need to get a number of attacks off and doesn't really has some tools to try to keep distance, but it's very difficult once you get in that Anivia's kind of no-no zone.
I'm trying to create excitement here. Watching Caitlyn just run away isn't exciting. Come on.
Watching Caitlyn walk forward and int also isn't exciting.
Well, you know.
So
I was expecting
glad that
one or two side steps.
Happen.
Alright, so we're got positioning here. They're trying to clear out space.
Ooh, huge long-range binding, dropping Greg down to half health with that so devastating Infernal Soul.
But we did see that Urgot missed the ultimate. But it's got a short enough cooldown that it will be available by the time Elder comes around if needed.
With the Infernal Soul, I don't even think the ult's that important from the Urgot. You've got so much burst potential from your Caitlyn, Morgana, and your Anivia. Mixlink trying to find Prowler, gets thwarted and just Blast Cones out.
Ooh, a lot of ultimate possibility there from Ace. Not able to get close enough for an Icicle, though. Frostbite, not Icicle. Nice little hit there in Grapefruit mode. 45 seconds to Elder.
Wall was almost really well placed. Udyr's just a little too fast, good flash. Gregosaurus almost goes down again, but the ult tags the Malphite instead.
I would think Brand has an opportunity to go back here and get back to the fight in time. We do have Ace.
White Wolf is in a very commanding position here, having Infernal Soul and just a general gold lead. What do you think Option 12 needs to do here to kind of get back into this game?
I mean, I think they're trying it right now. If they can get their hands on the Elder Drake, this game might turn on its head. At the very least, keeping it out of White Wolf's hands is important. How they're going to manage to do that, I'm not sure. Get a pick-off maybe around the backside on this Kaisa, who has not died yet, I believe.
If Malphite can find an ult onto both of the carries, that would be huge.
Oh, Udyr taken out already. The ult only lands on the Skarner. Once again, Prowler's taken out right away. Heretic taken out right away. There goes Lizabear, just right away. Like there wasn't even a team there. Brutal. While they're doing the Drake, Ace is trying to chase this Brand down. I don't think... Oh, he does flash for it. Oh. Flashes over the wall. Oh, he's going under turret for it. And survives besides.
At the start of that fight, Malphite did try to go on to Rivain, but Rivain was able to step away just far enough that the ult only hit the Skarner, so good effort there, but just not quite. White Wolf taking a chance to reset here after pushing into that inhib with the respawn timers coming up. I think it's very smart, but definitely looking like it's going to be most likely White Wolf pulling the win out here.
Yeah, it seems like it. Gold lead is now 10.5, 24-8, 5 dragons.
Tice is still sitting at 6-0. Ace has climbed up to 7-0, although he's cheating because he has the egg.
How dare that bird have a passive? Demand equal representation. Everyone gets the same passive. And it's,
Dying?
Who's got a dumb passive?
Old Zyra passive, let's go.
Alright. Okay, so we will see if White Wolf manages to close this game right now. That's a great vision piece there.
Yeah, that Death Bush would have been very scary for White Wolf to walk into.
Even just 1 or 2 pickoffs, I think, would be enough to at least get some wind back in Option 12's sails here. Depending if they decide to push on this Baron pit, a Malphite ult into the pit could lead to something interesting.
Problem is, you don't actually want to fight right now as Option 12 because White Wolf still has Elder Soul active.
Ooh, Mixlink might actually die here.
Is
Nope.
he gonna burn out? Is he gonna burn out? Nope.
Nope.
He survived with just enough health.
Yep, 77 hit points.
Able to safely recall, heal up, and get back out on the field. So this should be pretty close to, if not the final push here coming from White Wolf, just because their Elder Soul just ran out, but they do have Baron now, so they've got those Baron minions. They could fight here, because Caitlyn's not with Option 12 right now, but Skarner is also not there. Skarner is going to be there in just a sec, and Caitlyn's still nowhere to be found.
Oh, Mixlink just bounces in, going after the Brand. Good stun there by Burn the Heretic. protecting his brand. Mixlink might actually die here again. Is the burn damage enough? It is. So that's a 1-for-1 to start off with.
Caitlyn on the side does manage to trigger GA for...
Yeah, but now the focus is coming in. Burn the Heretic taken out. Udyr taken out. Not enough ultimate in the world for this Swain. Ace taken very low. Regisaurus, if ult was available, but he did actually just use it.
Valiant effort by Gregosaurus there to try to finish off as many as he could, but once that Urgot hits you with that first knee cannon, it's pretty much all over. Very well played by White Wolf here to kind of assert their early game dominance and build off of that. So
yeah, very nicely done.
Very exciting finish to the first game.
Let's check out this score screen. Thank you, Riot, for the client not freezing on us.
This time.
Yeah, this time. I mean,
the 5 more chances.
To say that the client didn't freeze is a miracle in itself. See if any of these graphs are working today as well. Big damage from Gregosaurus. That burn damage, man, you got to look out for it.
Yeah. Especially when you have those high health targets of Skarner and Urgot, and even Anivia scales up in that health quite a bit. So,
yeah, good,
definitely,
good damage numbers. Let's see if wards will work or not. Nope, clicking that thing just ruins everything. So we'll go to stats here if we can. Vision score, 64 for Wishbone, and 45 for the Swain. And thank you for this pop-up. I don't need it. So yeah, not the biggest vision scores ever, but good effort by both teams. Kind of got away from option 12 early on, just weren't really prepared for that damage output. Could not lock down on Ace's revival either. Like, I mean, every time they got egg, but just couldn't follow up on that.
Yeah. That's... White Wolf did a very good job of keeping that egg alive.
And the Kaisa as well. I mean, great props to Rivain for weaving in and out the way Kaisas do so love to do. All right, so with that, we're going to jump to a quick break, and then we will come back with an updated score and game 2. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.